Former President Trump arrived in New York City following his indictment last week. We'll show you how the Big Apple prepared for his day in court and how it's affecting him in the polls.
It's National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. We'll show you how one accident changed a survivor's life.
And the biggest night in college basketball is here. We'll take you live to see how SDSU fans plan to watch this momentous game.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Former President Trump touched down in his home state. In just a matter of hours, he'll be the first president to face criminal charges. That's right, the former president is expected to be arraigned tomorrow on about 30 charges in court. Hi, I'm John Walker.
And I'm Irene Kim. The former president will stay in Trump Tower tonight ahead of his court appearance. Today, he added a third high-profile attorney to his team. New York City has stepped up security in preparation for Trump's day in court. Anticipating protests, NYPD has placed 35,000 of its 36,000 total police officers on standby in case they're needed. For right-wing politicians, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, calling for Trump supporters to protest in support of the former president, the city is on high alert.
I won't go into how many numbers of police officers will be on the street, but we will have enough to facilitate mobile units if we need to respond to anything. But this is a collaborative effort with our partners in the Secret Service.
Our message is clear and simple. Control yourselves. New York City is our home, not a playground for your misplaced anger.
Additional security measures include barricades placed around Trump Tower and more than 100 Secret Service agents guarding Trump at all times. A Manhattan grand jury indicted Trump after hearing months of testimony from witnesses. But now what? Legal expert Parveen Fernandez walks us through the next steps after the indictment.
The actual process itself is not that exceptional. Like the defendant here, a former president, is exceptional, but the process here is going to be, as you would imagine. He, just like any other defendant who will be arraigned, will hear the charges against him. He will be given a chance to say that he understands the charges. Then he will enter in a plea.
Now, an indictment is a formal accusation that a person has committed a crime. The charges are kept private until Trump's first appearance in court. Tomorrow, he is expected to surrender, which means he'll be booked, fingerprinted, and hear the charges against him. The former president will likely be given an opportunity to enter a plea at the arraignment. Trump is expected to appear in court tomorrow afternoon. According to his campaign, he will, quote, be back on it on Wednesday to continue running for president.
Trump isn't just in murky legal waters. His polling numbers are just as cloudy. 60% of Americans approve of the indictment, according to a CNN poll. But what do USC students think?
It's definitely not going to affect how I'm going to vote. I wasn't going to vote for Trump anyways. So I just think this kind of furthers the reasoning why I'm not going to vote for him.
I don't think it's going to change the way I vote.
No, I don't think that the indictment will affect my vote at all because no matter what, I'm not voting for anyone from the Republican Party.
As expected, support largely falls along party lines. 94% of Democrats approve of the decision to indict the former president, while 79% of Republicans disapproved. And for those all-important independents, 62% approve. But Trump got a huge bump over his presumed Republican primary challenger, Ron DeSantis. A Yahoo News poll back in February showed DeSantis leading the former president 45-41 among Republicans. And now, Trump leads 57-31. April's National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. This morning, the Auto Club of Southern California joined law enforcement and crash survivors to encourage drivers to pay attention behind the wheel.
We had lost my wife, and she had died, and so my daughter was determined to have a parent at her wedding, which was just 4 months after the incident. And she worked with me to give me that. Think about your loved ones and think about how they will respond if you kill someone because you were texting.
A crumble car on display demonstrated what can happen when a driver does not pay attention. Chairs symbolize the 9 lives lost on average every day from driving while distracted. Event organizers at the Auto Club of California offered safety tips.
I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be a family member or a friend. I don't want that to be anyone else that's using the road. We want people to put down their phones, to think that there's no text message, no work email, no social media post that is worth somebody's life.
3,142 people were killed in distracted driving crashes in 2020. The Auto Club says the number is most likely much higher since the cause of an accident cannot always be determined.
Tomorrow is the deadline for voting in the special election to replace Council President Nury Martinez. She resigned after making racist comments that were secretly recorded and leaked nearly 6 months ago. If none of the candidates to replace her gets more than 50% of the votes, a runoff election will happen in late June. 30,000 LAUSD service workers are voting on a labor agreement. If approved, the contract will add a 30% pay raise for teacher aides, custodians, bus drivers, and other support staff, as well as bonus payments, retroactive pay, and health benefits.
Well, I think that this is going to allow more people to want to come work here at LAUSD and allow the people that are here to continue to live in the communities that we service. Our overall goal is to continue to get, better wages and making sure that staffing levels are accurate so that the students can have the right services.
This deal will raise LAUSD's minimum wage to $22.52 per hour. Those hired within the past 2 years will receive 6 to 7% in retroactive payments. The new deal guarantees health benefits for employees working at least 4 hours per day. The results of voting will be announced Saturday. The deal came after a 3-day strike shut down the nation's largest school district. Organizers hope the benefits spread beyond LA Unified.
Studies show that 87% of young adults don't understand their personal finances. Some USC students lack confidence in their financial knowledge, but express wanting to learn more.
Honestly, I don't really know anything about financial literacy, at all.
I think definitely stocks and investments and just growing your money that way, I think is really valuable and hard for people to just learn about. I mean, since everything's now digital, kind of credit cards, debit cards, we kind of just spend without even really thinking about it.
You can either tell your money where to go or your money will tell you where to go.
USC hosted a financial literacy event that showed students the value of saving for their future. They got information on long-term investing, the types of debt they can take on, and the types of bank accounts they may open. This is the first of 4 literacy events being held this week. The conference will continue tomorrow with virtual sessions on budgeting and building financial wealth starting at 1 p.m. To sign up, visit the USC Careers website at careers.usc.edu.
For the second year in a row, the band Mariachi Los Troyanos de USC won this year's Songfest, one of USC's oldest philanthropic traditions. Performers compete and the money raised goes on to benefit the nonprofit mentorship organization called Troy Camp. Mariachi Los Troyanos de USC was created 2 years ago to create a space for Latinx students to share their culture. Annenberg Media spoke with 2 members of the band to hear what it's like to win and why they chose to perform.
I mean, I say it literally was like winning a Grammy, and I think it just shows how much work we've just really put into it, to perfect it and, share our love for what we do.
We want to showcase our group's talent, our music, being at USC, predominantly white institution, you often don't hear of a mariachi group, right? So it's surprising. It's a great way to showcase that music for our student body.
Troy Camp is a philanthropic organization that hosts free summer camps and year-long mentorship programs for children in the South LA community. Annenberg Media spoke with Troy Camp's co-director to learn more about its connection with Songfest.
The proceeds have always gone toward Troy Camp, towards our just kind of yearly fundraising efforts to schedule our weekly programming as well as our yearly summer camp. I honestly think it'll be a a rekindling force for the organization, just kind of inspiring kids and counselors alike and reminding them of what Troy Camp really is and what it should be.
While Songfest was free admission, the proceeds largely came from donations and merchandise sales. Event organizers are still calculating totals. All proceeds will go to Troy Camp's summer camp program. The month of March has been filled with madness from the NCAA
What's
tournament.
up, guys? I'm at Sports Bar and Grill.
Chaz is more with us at a local sports bar.
What's up, guys? I'm at Flight's Craft Beer Sports Grill here in Los Angeles. There's going to be an SDSU watch party, but people are still filing it. I'm with a basketball fan, Tim Hickok. Tim, what has been your favorite moment of March Madness so far?
Probably the fact that nobody, the all top #1 teams, none of them made it. They all got knocked out. Never happened in NCAA history. So that was crazy.
Yeah, you could say this is the craziest March Madness ever. I mean, Purdue losing in the first round. Yep. No big #1 seeds. 3 new guys, never in the Final Four, getting there. Tonight, UConn versus San Diego State. Does San Diego State stand a chance?
I think San Diego's been lucky. I'm a big Alabama fan. My son goes to University of Alabama. They beat them. I think they're going to lose by 15.
Well, I'll be back here on camera a little bit. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Chaz. We will see him later tonight for a preview of tonight's game with our sports team. But up next, the Media Minute. Find out the new binge-worthy shows and movies are coming to HBO Max.
And President Carol Full and a crew of belly dancers gathered outside Tommy Trojan to celebrate Arab American Heritage Month. Find out how students are honoring their culture.
And a student-run delivery service may be the answer to your late-night cravings. We'll show you how one USC student has built community and convenience within his company.
Worried your friend's struggling but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could write them a text or knit them a sweater. If you can't be together, you could write them a letter. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. However you do it, you gotta ask a friend. And if they don't share, you can ask again. Whatever gets you talking. Whatever gets you talking.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
One in every 7 people in the U.S. have an Apple Watch. This is part of the latest global trend on wellness tech. What is it that you may wonder? Let's take a listen to our wellness anchor, Mehek.
Thanks, Irene. Wellness tech includes tech devices that track your health, like Garmin, Fitbit, and the Apple Watch. I wouldn't be surprised if you even knew someone who wore their Apple Watch to prom because of the shocking tan line it caused. While these forms of wellness tech are common in the US, I asked a USC student, Muktal Singh Biring from India, how he uses Apple Watch and its prevalence between the US and India.
For my workouts, I don't have to remember everything that I do, all of my sets, so that's pretty nice. Back home, probably not, because A, they're expensive, B, not a lot of people have iPhones, so obviously not a lot of people use iWatches, and just the whole concept of smartwatches and being on top of technology, it's not that prevalent, I would say. So yeah, in the US people use them more.
Muktal raised an interesting point. Wellness tech is not as prevalent in India, so he bought an Apple Watch in the US to advance his wellness. Health tracking seems to be much more common currently in the US. What does wellness tech add to your life? Let us know in the comments. I'll pass it off to the studio. Till then, stay well worldwide.
Thanks, Mahek. We got a wonderful sunny day for you. Let's take a look at those current conditions on this wonderful Southern California day. 62 degrees, sunny might I add, and 17% humidity. It's going to be a good one. Let's check out that 5-day forecast for you. Oh my Lord, do my eyes deceive me? It is not raining. Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. But Tuesday, I suggest we keep that coat on because this week it's going to be roughly 8 to 12 degrees of full wind, just something to keep intact. Tuesday, it's going to look like the average age of a shuffleboard contest. We're kicking this week off with 60s as your highs, 40 in your lows. Temperatures will be warming up around midweek. On Wednesday, expect a high of 70 and a low of 48 with a few clouds. By Thursday, we're back to sunny skies with highs in the 70s and lows in the 50s. And as we head into Friday and Saturday, we have overcast weather with a high of 75 with lows in the 50s. And if you're looking for something to watch this weekend, Irene and John got the movies for you.
Thanks, Malcolm. That rain going away is perfect for this weekend. But let's get into this Media Minute, a segment where we discuss hot topics in the entertainment industry. Tonight's hot topic, must-watch movies leaving and entering HBO Max in April. Irene, are you ready to get through these top picks?
I'm so ready to see your picks. Let's go, John.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So I went with, starting with Outgoing, I went with some classics. I started with Citizen Kane.
Nice.
Eyes Wide Shut, the nice thriller from Steven Spielberg, and the Looney Tunes Michael Jordan classic, Space Jam. One of my personal favorites growing up as a kid, and Citizen Kane is just an absolute classic that any film lover's got to see. And so coming into HBO Max, I went with Evan Almighty, the Noah's Ark retelling, starring with Steve Carell, perfect. Talladega Nights, who doesn't love Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly together? Just a perfect pair.
Yeah.
And I ended it with a nice early Halloween surprise in Coraline.
I was going to say, it is an early Halloween surprise because also in my incoming, I did have to put Coraline on that, and honestly I have a lot of other movies here, but I'd like to just say Hairspray is the best. Mom, if you're watching, you know I love Hairspray. You know I'm gonna watch it. Anyways, we're here at Media Minute. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll head to sports.
Next on ATVN Sports, we'll send it back to Chaz, who will take a closer look at tonight's NCAA men's basketball title game. Find out our predictions to win it all. We will also recap yesterday's women's basketball championship game, which was one of the most anticipated matchups in history. And USC men's baseball just keeps on winning. We'll tell you the keys to the Trojans' series victory in Utah this past weekend.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay. Yeah. Hey Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Will Simons.
And I'm Allie Anthony. Our reporter Chaz Messman is at Flight Sports Bar in Hawthorne with some Aztec fans. Chaz, tell us what's up over there.
What's up, guys? I'm back at Flights. SDSU fans starting to file their way in on here. And honestly, this has been the craziest March Madness that I have ever seen. And it's all coming down to right now, tonight. UConn and San Diego State tipping off just here shortly. UConn has absolutely dominated all throughout the tournament. The Huskies have steamrolled everyone in their path, winning by an average score of over 20. Their closest game being against Miami in the Final Four, where UConn won by 13. It's been a very different path to the final for San Diego State. The Aztecs have battled their way to the final, winning in both the Elite Eight versus Creighton and the Final Four versus FAU by a single point. Now, SDSU is a 7.5-point underdog in favor of UConn. I think it's going to be a little bit closer. I like them to cover, but I think UConn's big men, Sonogo's too much for the Aztecs. I like UConn to take home their 5th national championship in school history. Allie, Will, what do you guys think? Back to you in the studio.
Listen, Will, I think with my heart, I want SDSU to win, but with my head, I know that UConn has it. They've won plus with every game, 13 plus points. I think it's a no-brainer that they're going to take it.
Yeah, I do think, I kind of agree with Chaz. I think at the very least San Diego State keeps it close. And I've also been watching San Diego State point guard Darian Trammell since he was in high school. I really like the way he plays. Next, we have the women's NCAA tournament, which finished Sunday as 3-seed LSU took down 2-seed Iowa in a 102-85 shootout to win the program's first national championship. After a dominant performance to beat undefeated South Carolina Friday and reach the title game, National Player of the Year Caitlin Clark of Iowa was the story coming in. But LSU's Jasmine Carson stole the show off the bench in the second quarter. She didn't miss a shot in the first half and made 5 threes, including this first half buzzer beater. Alexis Morris then had 19 points in the second half to protect the Tigers' lead and seal the championship, despite Clark's relentless comeback efforts amid foul trouble. At 9.9 million viewers, Sunday's title game was the most watched women's basketball game ever, and it sure delivered. Well, except for the fact that somebody forgot to tell the refs it's not supposed to be about them.
Moving on to baseball, the Trojans made their way to Utah this weekend and left with their 4th straight Pac-12 series win for the first time since 2001. USC started the weekend strong. On Friday and Saturday, they tossed back-to-back shutouts, leaving the Utes with nothing. A strong offense led by Austin Overn got the Trojans up 4 on Friday and 10 on Saturday. Overn hit his 10th triple of the year, tying USC's single-season record. But the Trojans fell short of a sweep on Sunday. USC started their last game of the series up 3, but the Utes stole the show with 8 runs in the last 5 innings. Tomorrow, the Trojans will play LMU and then host San Diego State over the weekend. Let's hope the Aztecs don't pitch as well as they shoot.
That's all we have time for today on ATVN Sports. I'm Will Simons, and I gotta get home quick to watch that SDSU UConn game.
And I'm Allie Anthony. Let's take it back to news.
An Arab American student celebrated their culture with food and festivities. We'll show you how students are fighting for representation and their own box on the census.
Lávate las manos por 20 segundos como Elmo.
Hay algo especial acerca de este lugar. Se siente como un hogar, una sala debajo del cielo y los árboles. Rodeado de aire fresco y la naturaleza. Todo aquí para que lo disfrutemos y para que lo cuidemos. Tenemos la responsabilidad de cuidar de esta tierra que llamamos casa, de preservarla para las generaciones que vienen. Cada acción pequeña contribuye para un cambio mayor y cada uno de nosotros podemos hacer la diferencia. Hay algo especial acerca de este bosque. Es un lugar donde se hacen recuerdos y juntos podemos preservarla y protegerla.
Students gathered at Tommy Trojan to celebrate Arab American Heritage Month. The festivities featured music, refreshments, singing, and even belly dancing. President Carol Full applauded the efforts of the students who organized the event and for pushing to establish the Middle Eastern, North American, African Student Assembly last fall. Speaker Ami Nosh urged the university to add a MENA checkbox on its official forms.
Being out here and being able to support my Arab American culture and the community itself is very important to me. So being able to see it rise and grow has been very touching.
It reminded me really of back home and just a sense of community. I really felt that I belonged there.
We just need to advocate for our existence on campus and just inform everyone that we have a community here.
Manassa will host a slew of events in April, from community events to art exhibitions. The festivities will conclude on April 27th with a formal ballroom bash.
Feeling stressed from balancing a busy schedule? Then USC Duffel might become your new best friend when you need a pick-me-up during those late-night study hours.
USC Duffel is a popular student-run delivery service that has your order on your front porch within minutes.
There's Instacart, but I feel like Duffel does better than that because you like the idea of it coming in less than 10 minutes, that it came from someone you possibly know, and they make it really personal by writing your name on the bag. Also, it's orange, it's neon orange, so it's just a really fun experience.
Students can choose from a variety of snacks, drinks, and household goods on the app from 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. It's all about convenience.
I hate to break it to you, but a student from our crosstown rival UCLA launched the company, but USC senior Stefano Cafati brought it to USC. When he first started out, he only had a few employees working from his New North freshman dorm and now has a storefront with over 50 employees.
The experience of going up New North and meeting everyone, just knocking on doors and giving them bags, and I think I met the whole building.
We deliver your favorite snacks and drinks in less than 10 minutes. Let me show you here.
4 years ago, it was known as Need for SoCal. Stefano and his friends began producing fun content on social media, offering promo codes and posting flyers. Skylar Storms was one of the company's first employees working out of the freshman dorms.
Duffel community is really tight-knit, and honestly, I would contribute a lot of that to Steph. I think he might be the best businessman I've met at USC. That's why I was so sold on working for him. And we always talked about hopefully one day we'll have the big storefront and we'll have an actual company to run. And yeah, here we are.
Stefano was born and raised in Santiago, Chile, and had always dreamed of coming to America to attend USC. This young entrepreneur has already been involved in many failed startups.
You'll fail 100 times, but you just gotta keep on going, and it's gonna work out.
Stefano is hoping to receive a sponsorship and corporate position with Duffel after he graduates. This would allow him to continue the dream of making it big in America. For Annenberg Media, I'm Bailey Harrison.
I don't know about you, Irene, but that package made me starving. I'm hungry.
Yeah, no, Duffel. If you see John and Irene ordering something soon, you know it's us.
Well, thanks for watching Annenberg TV News. For everyone here at the Annenberg Media, I'm John Walker.
And I'm Irene Kim. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.